Hey guys, how are we? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, or evening, whatever time of day it is. So we're getting into a bit of a chillier time here as we're heading into winter. Certainly autumn at the moment. So yeah, not my favourite time of year, but anyway, it's okay. Just getting messages from friends that are in Australia, etc., that life is becoming very difficult and a real concern to people. And there's problems with people who haven't received the medical procedure. And I just think of that at the moment. It's really becoming a two-geared state. And what I mean by that is you have the haves and the have-nots. Those who, for one reason or another, can't be vaccinated or don't want to be vaccinated. And quite frankly, that's their choice. But what's happening now is the government and corporations and businesses, some businesses, not all, are basically saying, look, if you haven't received the jab, they want to call it the jab, because they love these little catchphrases like the jab, just to sort of try and colloquialize these sort of things, and it sort of trivializes what it's all about. And I always think that's a real danger, because when you trivialize things, you change the meaning of the words, the definitions, you've got real problems. And this is what sort of happens in propaganda. And you've got to be very cautious of that, because we've been here before. But anyway, getting back onto it, when the government and corporations merge in single policy together, so the government basically uses corporations or businesses to institute and enforce their policy, it's called fascism. That's what the very definition of fascism is. Anyway, I don't want to be political, but I do want to stress a couple of concerns. I mean, a very, very good friend of mine who I love dearly sent me a message and just said, look, he's got 3 small children. The policies that are being instituted in Australia at the moment means that if there is a medical emergency, without being vaccinated, they can't receive medical care. Or if the children need to have any medical procedures or need to visit a doctor or whatever, they can't actually accompany the children to have any proper health care. So now you've got this sort of two-geared society where you've got the haves and the have-nots, the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. Now, I always thought that doctors, and my own wife is a surgeon, so I think I understand this a little bit better than most. But there's also this Hippocratic oath that people sort of, when they become medical practitioners, they take the oath. They do no harm. Now, some of the concerns that I have, I mean, whether or not you are vaccinated, I genuinely don't care. That's your decision, your choice. There's certainly concerns regarding the health outcomes in the short, medium and long term regarding some of these procedures. We don't know what they are because not enough time has passed, but we're starting to see some of these things emerge. Particularly when we have news reports by NPR in the US, which basically said, hey, look, we've got a 200% increase in emergency room situations where we don't have enough room in the hospitals anymore to facilitate medical care. So now in a lot of places over there, they're putting people in the hallways. So they're sort of creating these temporary triages. I did hear of a guy in 2NBC, I think, was it 2BC? Might have been 2BC. Anyway, there was an Australian radio station that received a call from a doctor, and he basically said, look, I want to remain anonymous, but we're in real trouble here. We cannot cope with these strange ailments that people are coming in with. Anyway, I'm not going to cast any aspersions on that. It might be just a strange thing, a bug going around or something like that. I don't know, but that's just what I heard. So you have these things happening at the moment. People who require medical attention because they have not received the vaccine, and as I said, some of them may not be able to receive it, and some of them may not want it. That's their decision. But to withhold medical treatment based on someone's vaccination status, we're really getting into dangerous territory. So people are being put under incredible pressure and stress. There's a mutual friend that I have with this other friend of mine, and this person requires medical treatment on an ongoing basis because of neurological issues. That otherwise, if they don't receive constant treatment, they will become a quadriplegic. And their surgeon basically said to him, look, unless you're going to be double vaccinated, I'm going to have to cancel your appointments. This is the type of tyranny. This is tyranny. This is, forcing people into medical procedures that they don't want. This is a real problem, and we've got big issues emerging around the place, around the world. Now, another point is basically the church should be a voice. I mean, it was basically the church who stood up to Nazi Germany. And I know quite well about that because of my background, my heritage. They stood up against this sort of stuff. And it's basically getting to the point of hysteria now around these vaccines, around these medical procedures. When you have hysteria, people become irrational. So they're quite proud to flash off their little vaccination card and their QR codes. And you've got Karens that want to run around and dob on people and complain about businesses who are letting unvaccinated people in and causing all sorts of strife. It's exactly the same as what happened in Nazi Germany and in Bolshevik Russia. I mean, it's the same stuff. It's no different. It's actually worse now. So I have major concerns about where this is all leading, and we have to look after people. We have to care for people, regardless of race, regardless of their colour, regardless of their ideological beliefs. When people are prepared to have a two-geared society where you have the haves and the have-nots, you've got major problems, and there is major issues on the horizon. As I said, I don't want to be political about this, but I certainly want to be a voice, and I certainly want to basically challenge the church, challenge these political leaders, and challenge the religious leaders to say, hey, you're meant to be a voice for righteousness. You're meant to be a voice for sanity. and you're not. You're letting things pass that should not pass at the moment. So there's no level of moral or ethical accountability. And I don't think any of this is rational. I think what we're seeing at the moment is completely irrational. So I want to caution people. I want to say we've been here before. We have seen this. It is time for the church. It's time for political leaders to rise up with a rational, calm voice and say, enough is enough. I don't want to be political about this, and I certainly don't want to get kicked off YouTube, but at the end of the day, we have to be a calm, rational voice. We have to look after all people, regardless of race, colour or creed, ideological ideas. Everybody must be cared for. Everybody must have access to health care. Everybody must have access to dental care. Everybody must have access to things that are God-given rights, human rights. So, as I keep saying to people, remain calm, make a plan, and if you need to relocate, relocate. You've got to do what's right for you. You've got to do what's right for your family. And as I've said to you before, and I'm going to say it again, we have been here before. Someone posted on Facebook a form from Nazi Germany in 1933 where basically they said you have to be Aryan to be able to perform business and move freely around Germany. And we're here before, we've been here before, and we're going to be here again. We are here again. And now you've got these people who are quite happy to walk around and parade their little QR codes and their little, little passports. We've been here before, and let's not do this again. Let's not do this again. Let's not harm people. So let's just remember all people should have rights, human rights, God-given rights. They're made in the image of God. Church leaders should be a voice to stand up and declare with reason and in a calm, rational, logical manner, with ethical arguments, what is right, what is wrong. They should be the moral alarm bell, and we're not seeing that. So there's no religious leaders, whether Christian or Muslim, Buddhist, no one standing up and saying, hey, there's something wrong here. There's something wrong. The alarm bells are not going off, and that's a real problem. I am convinced, and I mean this, we will look back in about 5 or 10 years' time, and we are going to be absolutely alarmed at what's happening. People often say, why did the Germans let Adolf Hitler and the Nazis get away with what they got away with? Why didn't someone stand? And my question to you is, why aren't you standing? We're here again. We are here again. It's taken about 80 years, but we are here again. So what's happening around the world, particularly when you're excluding people from education, from healthcare, from travel, this is exactly what the Nazis did to the Jewish people. My alarm bells are going off, and yours should be going off too. We need not be here again. Anyway, guys, I hope you're well. Thanks for watching. I hate this to be a political or an alarmist message, but I have major concerns. I need to share them with you because there are real problems emerging. Anyway, if you watch this and you haven't subscribe to the channel, hit the alarm notification, the little bell icon. Go to overseas-exiles.com and sign up. Or you can go to the Facebook Overseas Exiles group and join there. Anyway, guys, hope you're having a wonderful day, and we'll speak again soon.